Hey y'all. Okay, let's make egg roll in a bowl tonight. Y'all know I'm still on my low carb kick. But this is another one of those recipes, like I tell y'all all the time. There's so many different ways you can make it. There's really no right or wrong way. But I don't mind a bit to share my little version of it. A few people have asked me. So here we go. I'm going to show y'all. It's very simple, easy, few ingredients, and it's good. So in my skillet here, I've already cooked my ground beef, and I cooked a little bit of sausage, and now I'm putting in my same skillet here some onion and some mushroom. Now, I know some may not use mushroom, and that's okay. I just decided, I seen this at the store today, or I seen the mushrooms, they looked good, and I thought, well, I'm going to grab a pack of those to put in my egg roll. So, like I said, I've already got my ground beef over here that I've cooked up. I've drained it. I'm just going to saute these up, cook them down a little bit. And I would love to have some bean sprouts to go in this. I love bean sprouts. But you can't really find that stuff very much here in my little town. You basically have to go to a Kroger or somewhere like that. But anyway, let me saute these up, y'all, and I'll come back and we're going to throw this together. This is so quick and easy. Okay, y'all, I have our onions and mushrooms sauteed up. Look, don't they look so pretty? So I'm going to tell you what I did. After the skillet started getting a little dry, because I like to, anytime I'm sauteing mushrooms, I like to do it at a pretty high temperature because they can have a lot of liquid come out of them, and so you kind of want that to absorb while it's cooking out, because you don't want to have a lot of liquid in your egg roll if you're using mushrooms. Now, I know a lot of recipes don't even call for the mushrooms, but anyway, so what I did after it started getting dry, I went on ahead and splashed in a little bit of soy sauce, because we're going to put that in there anyway, and so that's what helps give them that good dark color. Okay, so now what we're going to put in is a little bit of garlic. Let's see, I just have my little refrigerator garlic here. I moved this over here so y'all could see a little bit better. I wish my big burner was on this side, because this other big one over here is the one I use all the time. And we're just going to do a little scoop. There's really no measuring for something like this. We're going to do that. We're going to cook that down for a second. I hadn't let this get hot enough yet, y'all. But we're going to let that cook down for a second. I just went for the easy thing tonight. We're doing the coleslaw mix. Y'all know I love to do fresh, but I love how this just has the two different colored cabbages in it. It has the carrots in it. It has everything that you need. So this is just a super easy way to go about it. You can also do the what is that called, the broccoli slaw mix, or shredded broccoli mix, or something like that. That would be really good. Now, if I were going to do a big batch, I would probably do a little bit of both, but I knew that I didn't need that much, and I'd probably end up wasting some of it. So I just bought this, and like I said, and then I have our ground beef. I decided to cook this little bit of sausage. I cleaned out my fridge and freezer today, and I seen this sausage in there, and I thought, well, I need to use some of that so I had a few pieces left. So this is just some Tennessee Pride breakfast sausage. I went on ahead and fried it up. You don't have to do it that way. You can crumble it up or put it in with your ground beef. I just went ahead and fried it up. I had the time to do it in my skillet here. And we're going to crumble that in whenever we put our ground beef in. And so now what I'm going to do, this is starting to get hot, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and put our cabbage slaw mix in there, okay? This is really like a vacuum sealed thing here. And we're just going to do this whole package. Let's see, what is it? This is 16 ounces. So 1 pound of this, we're just going to dump all of that in there. And of course, y'all know it cooks way down. So let me let this cook down just a little bit, y'all. I'm going to be mixing it, cooking it down, and then I'll come back and we'll start seasoning it up. Okay, y'all, this has cooked down a little bit to where we can kind of manage it a little bit. Don't take long. It wilts pretty quick. All right, so now we're going to start adding some seasoning in. I'm going to do some onion powder. And again, this is all optional. I think this is, you can just kind of add whatever you want. And I'm going to do a little bit of garlic powder. I know we already added the garlic, but we're going to do garlic powder too. Sprinkle some in. And one of the most important ingredients for this, or most important spice, is the ground ginger. That's what really gives it that different flavor. Let's see, let me make sure this is mixed up good. This is not something I use all the time. So I'm thinking we're going to do about a good teaspoon to start with, and then we will taste it. You can always add more. This is pretty strong. Of course, you can use fresh if you have it. Okay, give that a good mix. Let's go ahead and throw in some of our soy sauce. I have the lower sodium kind. Of course, you can use whatever kind you want, but you don't want to add any salt because this stuff is salty. So let's start with, let's see. This is a pretty big amount, so I think I'm going to start with about, my stuff is all, I think I'm going to start with 1/4 of a cup. We're going to drizzle that over. Of course, we can always add more. Okay. Another thing I like to put in mine is 1 beef bouillon cube. Again, this is optional, and this is going to add salt also. So that's why I like to try to do the low sodium soy sauce, especially if I'm doing my beef bouillon, okay? And I think you can get the lower sodium of the beef cubes too. I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm gonna just let this cook down for a second, let that bouillon cook down. And, well, I'll tell you what, I guess we can go ahead and just throw the rest of the stuff in there. All right, let me get my, this is my ground beef. I have about 1 pound. Actually, I think this was ground chuck, but let's go ahead and put that in there. Let's go ahead and crumble up our sausage that I cooked up. Like I said, just, you can cook this all in with your ground beef too, but I decided to go this route with it. And I think I had about 4 pieces. Just kind of changes it up. You can use ground turkey, ground pork, just any kind of meat that you want in this. Okay. Let's see where we're at now. I know we're gonna have to add more soy sauce at this point, but we'll mix it up. So we have 1/4 of a cup in there so far. Now you see how that cabbage, I tell you what, it wilts down to nothing. You think you have so much and you really don't. The main thing now, like for the way that I like to make it, is to get that beef bouillon cooked down and get it all in there. So I try to poke it down at the bottom and try to mash it up if I can. There we go. Yeah, that works. And then just kind of mix it all up. I'm going to go ahead. I know we'll need more of our soy sauce. So let's see, y'all. I'd say that is about maybe 2 tablespoons. I know this is terrible for measuring, but y'all know I just add as I go. But it is looking good. It is smelling good. Let me just let this sit here, hang out for a few minutes. I'm going to kind of clean up a little bit, and I'll come back, and this will probably be ready. Okay, y'all. Our last thing that we are going to add, I'm going to put these 2 green onions in there. And I like to add these at the end because I like for them to still have a little bit of a crunch. Okay, I don't like for them to get soft. We already have the other onions in there. So I like to add these and just kind of toss them around, and then I like to serve it. I have cranked it up just to cook out any liquid that may be in there. These onions get tricky at the end. Well, that'll work. Okay. We're gonna gently just give these a little toss in. Now this smells amazing. Y'all look at that. Don't that look good? Smells good. Let me turn this back down. Now I have a few sesame seeds here that I'm just going to toss over the top. Just as a little garnish on the top. Just for good looks, if nothing else. Okay. Y'all see it here. This is our egg roll in a bowl. Let me set this back down here. Y'all, I ain't got my bowl or plate or nothing out yet. Let me grab that and I'll come back and we're going to taste it. Okay, y'all, let's plate this up. Look at this. Does this not look so good? And what the crazy thing about it is that it is so healthy and good for you. So we're going to put us a little bit on there. Okay. Now remember, I just want to make sure that I clarify this really good, because if you're using the regular soy sauce, not the reduced sodium kind, and you put that beef bouillon cube in there, it's going to be salty. Okay, so if you don't have the reduced soy sauce, you would want to just leave that out all the way around, or unless you have a reduced sodium beef cube. I don't even know if they make those, but just keep in mind those two together is going to make it really salty. I would not have added that had I not had the reduced sodium soy sauce. And then I got to thinking about it whenever I was on pause a second ago. So remember, we added 1/4 cup of the soy sauce, and then we added a couple tablespoons. So I would say, depending on, and then I put in, remember I did a little splash in with the vegetables. So I would say, depending on how much you're making, and you can always taste it in between, I would say for the soy sauce to do 1/3 of a cup to up to 1/2 of a cup. Just somewhere in there, just like I said, depending on your amount, you may have more ground beef, you may have added more things, you may have less things. So just start small and then go up from there. And then the same way with your ginger. We did 1 teaspoon of ginger, and then I think I sprinkled a little bit more on. So just add and then do your safe measurements first. And then you can always go back and add. But this smells wonderful, and you can add anything you want to this. Like I said, bean sprouts would be great with this. You don't have to add the sausage if you don't want to. You can do all ground beef, you can do all ground turkey. That would make it even healthier. The broccoli, like I said, the broccoli slaw or salad, I cannot remember. I'm gonna have to look and see what that's called, because I can't think of it right now. But this is very, very versatile. You can do so many different things with it. That is so good, y'all. The flavor is great. It's not too salty. So that's why I want to make sure that y'all are aware of the bouillon cube, that you really want to do the low sodium. Because I love salt. So I feel like that would even be too salty for me. So I don't want you to ruin your dish or mess up your dish because I told you to use a bouillon, you know. It's so good, y'all. And you could pair this with whatever you want to do. A good salad would be good. But anyway, what I had planned on making today, I couldn't make because I wanted to get a rotisserie chicken to make it. I was just in the mood for a rotisserie chicken today. And of course, by the time I got there, they were all gone. Out of all times. So I thought, well, what else do I have in my fridge? And then I thought, oh, I'm just going to get me a bag of the coleslaw mix, and I'm going to do the egg roll in the bowl. Because I was going to do this later on in the week. So it turns out we're doing it tonight. And then later in the week, I will do the chicken casserole that I had in mind for today. But anyway, I hope y'all try this. I hope you love it. If you have a good tip or a good way that you like to make your egg roll in a bowl, please let me know in the comments. I always love to hear y'all's feedback and your tips and your ideas, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and by the way, here's little Belle over here. Many people were asking me about her last night. She's here in the little white shirt. I mean, you can barely see her. She was on the couch last night during my video. She was wore out. She's wore out again today. We have been on the go. We've been busy. Let me see if I can get her to look up. Bella. Belle. Bella. Look at Mama. Look at Mama, Belle. Oh, goodness. There she is. Y'all see, she's just tired. I mean, she gets tired. She wants to go all day long and do everything I want to do. And bless her heart, she gets wore out. But that's just what she wants to do. But anyway, thank y'all for loving her and always asking about her. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.